Yeah.
Word.
So entertaining.
So entertaining your computer's shaking.
Yeah, we really need a graphic there.
Yeah, get yourself a nice video going. Just record yourself doing the robot to it. I'm sure Kevin McLeod and Compotech will appreciate that.
Yeah.
How are these people using my music? Alright.
Right. But yeah, anyways, welcome to the 64th episode of TNT.
Yeehaw! Oh wait, TNT How is a different show. Never mind. You remember that
Oh,
on TNT before I guess they changed their name to Spike now? I don't know.
oh yeah.
They're that manly channel. They're like Mansers and 99 Ways to Die I don't know. Not really my
Yeah.
thing, but okay. Mansers. What kind?
Mansers.
Yeah, I guess it's better than mansplaining, but still. I got
I'm
some
surprised.
mansquins. I got some man questions. I don't know, man. Anytime a guy has to bro it up, I kind of have to question their security and insecurity issues because like you know how you at the grocery store you'll see like face wipes and baby wipes, and then there's dude wipes. I'm just sitting there like
uh,
I have no problem with a moist towelette wiping my bottom. Why does it need to be a dude wipe? I mean,
Man pond.
Cause I gotta tell you, if it's a dude helping me, wipe my butt, I don't know if I'm too cool with that. Like, just give me the medicated, whatever. Don't have to bro it up. I mean, it's not like Mountain Dew's got the extreme booty wipe. I don't need that.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm surprised they never put that Man Cave show on there. That was more of a show for that. What was that channel that you had to pay for separately? Usually,
I don't know what channel was that.
I, I think it was that DIY channel or whatever.
DIY. I don't. I don't know if I ever saw that one. Was that like that home and garden channel?
Well, I think so. Like they had a lot of home improvement type shows. Like house, yeah,
Yeah, well,
house projects and shit.
HGTV where it's like, here's fixing up a house, and then they have like, here's two brothers trying to flip a house and sell it, or here's somebody trying to flip a house and somebody else trying to get them to buy new property. And it's like, all right, I'm
Well, what
like, I
about
don't
the
really.
show Treehouse Masters?
Oh man, well, I find it funny like John Oliver on Last Week Tonight was playing a clip from a show where they sell people houses on the beach, and they're like right on the water, and the people were freaking out, and it's like they let's just say it's some really horrible housing stuff where people like really want to have the beach, so they'll live in a flood prone area just because. He's like, that's what insurance is for. He's like, wow, that's a horrible thing to admit on TV. but then like when you think about it, HGTV they've had that one couple that got like they ran a business together and then they got divorced, but they're still business partners, and so there's all that drama about like, oh, I don't know, man, they're divorced and everything's like and it's like another couple from another show. They're constantly on like magazines and in the stores like, we're still staying married. we're That's the same. Whenever a married couple hosts a TV show together, they gets divorced, and suddenly everybody's like, "No, no, our marriage is stable. Don't talk about your marriage, because that's when stuff goes bad."
Yeah.
Yeah, like that Newlywed show with Jessica Simpson and that guy from 98 Degrees. Or actually, how many people who had a show about their marriage stayed married? I don't
Well,
even
any
know.
kind of marriage that you put on TV, a lot of times that goes bad.
Oh yeah, I mean even the Osbournes had trouble for a while. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then they expect people to, like the dating shows and stuff, the uh that Bachelor show or whatever, they expect those to go well.
I think it's great that that one. I think there's a Australian Bachelor show where apparently two of the female contestants ended up getting together. Like, oh, that's sweet. You're like, we don't need this Bachelor. We found love. Good for them. So,
Well, I mean, usually in general, though, not just relationships, a lot of situations that are put on TV don't end up working out in general, you know?
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I like you know, being a late night guy back in the day. I used to just watch a lot of those like third wheel shows where they're like, "Oh, we've got this couple. Now let's introduce the sexy third wheel and see what happens." Or like, you know, they're like, or they introduce like two dudes, to two chicks, and the guys are like, "Oh, I'm just here to, try and get some," and the chicks are like, "Ew, you're gross." And yeah, it's like the things you would see right between movies on USA Up All Night and the singles number. Oh man,
Yeah.
that was a time. It's weird. I've seen commercials now for like those 1-900 number commercials are back. I'm like, well, that's weird, man. You figure that thing would be gone, but nope. Still people trying to find somebody. In between the commercials for Full Sail University and
Oh, yeah. Phoenix, Dave
uh,
School.
the Dave School.
How do you have a name school just named Dave School?
Well, there's a channel named Dave. That's where Red Dwarf had a few new seasons on it. But I mean, the name of the Dave School was from Digital Animation and Visual Effects, right? So,
Oh,
it's
I did
it's
not know that.
it's not that it was named after a dude like Super Dave or
Super Dave.
was it Super Dave or Super Ted? I can't remember. You remember that stunt guy who was basically impersonating Evil Knievel, and he had a cartoon for a while and a live action show. Oh man, 90s.
Yeah. I will say, like, if I would have if I would have had as many like different options for schools as kids do now, and like all the stuff you could get on the internet and everything to learn from, I would have definitely. I probably wouldn't have gone to AIP just to because I would have chose like a cheaper option then, you know.
Well, it's like anybody that's like just turned 18 and left high school, and it's like you don't know what's going on. You don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about kids today. I'm talking about us. We didn't know anything back then. I was just like, I've been in school for like 12 years. I'm tired. I gotta go another 4 and get this over with. And it's like, no, man, make the most of that because once you get out, you got student loans to pay off. That's
Yeah,
another thing, man. Student loans have like quadrupled since we left. You know, I mean, I graduated in like '05, and now it's like 2017, and it's like, nope, I wouldn't go to school now.
well, yeah, I graduated in pretty much the beginning of '07 because I was doing the full bachelor thing. So it's like they yeah the prices were going up even within that amount of time, you know.
Yeah, it's like nowadays, man, being like debt free is its own asset. It's like, you know, don't anymore. Don't even bother going to a school. Get like, there's online training and a lot of things if you want to learn a tech skill, or there's apprenticeships and tech. Schools for things specific. They'll teach you things because like schools, unfortunately, a lot of them they really only teach you like how to do a thing, but they don't teach you how to find a job in that thing, where to apply, where how to show off your work. It's like they're like, oh, you can use our alumni connections thing to get all kinds of connections in the industry. It's like, uh huh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just when I went to school though, like before I went to college, I assumed like, oh yeah, when I get out of college, I'm gonna be really awesome. I'm gonna be like a whole different person or something, you know. And if they're gonna help me do everything, you know.
yeah. They're gonna like place me in a job and like an internship, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's like if they place you in anything, it's the slave job. It's like you're getting the coffee, and you're picking up the guy's dry cleaning.
Yeah. Well, we
Uh,
talked about that pretty much like slavery type of stuff, you know.
a lot of internships are kind of illegal because they're not really benefiting anybody and they're not getting paid for it. So,
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to be careful about. You know, you got to make sure that like you research the place, and if you just pay attention to those things when he's if you have to start there, you know, just like if you notice you're just doing some grind work, you gotta be like, hey, I want to actually learn some skills here, you know.
well, it's like take the time to actually figure out what you want to do, and then like actually just look into what it takes to get that job. Because like if you're like an artist like us, it's like it's all about your portfolio, man. So like you can spend your money on a decent rig and build up the time and find clients and stuff. You don't need to, you don't have to go to school for that. And if it's like you're gonna have less of a debt if you just try to start up a business or like look into stuff. Because it's like
Yeah,
some schools it'll cost like you know tens of thousands of dollars for a semester, or it's like no, that's all right.
yeah. I also think like maybe if you can, maybe take a year or two off and just like try to figure your life out a little bit so you're not just jumping into things. Because I mean, a year or two, it's still gonna be there, you know.
Yeah, it's like take some time and figure out what you want to do, man. Because
Maybe
I
go
mean I know.
out for the summer, do that thing that they did on American Pie too. Go
Oh
figure
yeah,
yourself out, you know.
yeah. It's like, man, I don't know. I've known people older than me. I'm 34. There are people like in their 40s, 50s. Plenty of people much older than me still don't have their stuff figured out. They're kind of just doing the daily grind and then living for the weekend. And it's like nobody not thinking about, hey, is there something you want to do? It's like, well, I go to work, then I come home. It's like, well, yeah, but is there a thing you want to do? Is there something you're passionate about? No, I go to work and I come home. I don't know, man.
Yeah. So like, what have you been up to this week, man?
Uh, not too much. Been planning out my plans for 2018 already. I got a new calendar because the old one was kind of out of date. So I put up that one, and I've been uh, mapping out my projects that I want to start working on. I'm gonna be hopefully relaunching my YouTube channel and hopefully putting some
Oh
stuff
yeah.
on Instagram too. So we will see. been, been figuring that out. Been working on trying to map out the projects in advance because like I don't want to just like start a thing and release it. I'd like to build up a nice buffer of content. So
Yeah, that would be nice.
yeah. How about you, good sir? What have you been up to?
Um, well, I just been uh I haven't gotten a whole lot done this week, unfortunately. I was just uh kind of been relaxing a little bit this week, like catching up on more of that Gotham show. I went back and started watching some of that Batman Beyond show.
Batman Beyond. Is that's the one where he's Clark not Bruce Wayne's training another Batman,
Yeah,
right?
it's in the future.
And I think he's supposed to be like a clone of Bruce or something like that, right? Because
I think something like that.
I saw a crossover with I think it was Justice League or something, where it was like it was revealed that he was a clone, but it was like it's one of those things where if you don't watch both shows, the second half was all basically, you know, the more for the other audience, and it's like, oh, he gets with his girl and this stuff, and it's like I'm like I don't know anything about what's going on here. I don't know any of these people. Who are these people?
But yeah, I looked on there. It's supposed to take place in 2039, 2040. Those years. I think it takes
Oh,
place, and they, like on the show, you could make his suit turn invisible, and they had all this other high tech stuff, and I know that's definitely not gonna be. We're not going to have all of that stuff. That's for sure.
Well, it's like we realized after 2015 came and went, and it's just like, man, we're still working on the power laces. it's like
Yeah.
it's like, man, I bet in the future people are gonna have flying cars. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting on those power laces.
Yep.
uh,
Laces. Well, hey, we have the hat and the jacket, kind of.
your jacket is now dry.
Well, we don't have that part, but we have a jacket you could
I
wear.
watched. There's on Netflix. There's this show about where they talk to different designers for different things, and they talk to this guy who designs a lot of Nike shoes, and he was talking about watching Back to the Future and wanting he designed stuff for the shoes for the power laces where they just had somebody on the set pull the thing, but he's like, how come he's like, why don't we actually try and make those? So they spent like 2 years trying to make them, and they said they had to like they were still miniaturizing the stuff, and they were just now starting to roll out the self-lacing shoes and stuff, and I don't know, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. What do you think about those? Have you seen some of those 3D printed shoes now?
No, I kind of wonder about that.
Yeah, I wonder about the. I don't think the durability is like as high with those things. That's the only thing I worry about.
I don't know, man. It's like, I could see like galoshes or something, like or like some Crocs or something, but like an actual good shoe, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, I think like I saw a guy that was 3D printing because they have the rubbery kind of material you can 3D print with now
Mm-hmm.
too. So like that's kind of like what they do for some of the shoes, but also I saw a guy 3D printing this rubber onto like a T-shirt or whatever, like a logo. You know how you have those like
Mm-hmm.
really embossed T-shirts with the.
Mm-hmm.
I tend not to like those sometimes just because then it makes the shirt a lot less flexible and it's like more uncomfortable.
I don't know, man. It's just if I think of 3D printing shoes, I think back to like well, for one, I think of girl shoes and like those things from the '90s where they're all big and chunky and platforms come back, and it's like what kind of you know like I don't know what the precision is on 3D printing right now, but it's still, I don't know. uh, how what's the margin on 3D printing? Like how close can you get before you have to go and like sand stuff down and smooth it?
Well, it depends on like the printer. It depends on what quality you have it set for. So like if you're trying to do some really fast prints, you could do it really fast with a lesser quality, but then you would have to sand it down. So like I guess you got to kind of like balance out what you want out of it. Like some parts are just if they're just functional, they don't have to look that good. So that you could do like a faster print with lower quality, I guess. But most 3D printers can do like each layer will be like a tenth of a millimeter, pretty much.
Mm,
And like me and Nate, we tested on my 3D printer that we tested out this little figure that was like an inch tall,
mm-hmm.
and you could make out its facial features and stuff. And that wasn't even on like the highest settings, so I mean, you could get some pretty good quality. You could get some 3D printers if like you pay for the more expensive ones, you could get an even higher quality.
Oh man, have you ever seen like, on the internet? There's lots of blogs about bootleg toys. So like, I was watching. I don't know if
Oh yeah,
watch that. I don't know if you watch that YouTube personality Ashens, where he takes like, he'll get a bunch of cheap stuff at like the dollar store and like knockoff stuff people send him, and it's like, yeah, he had. I was watching one where he had like branded Harry Potter figurines that was real small, but like they put the glasses on him, they painted them, but they didn't put a mouth and no other facial features, and it's like It, like is all clumpy, and it's like he's like, again, it's only like $1, but come on, man. It's like, I mean, it's and then I watch like another guy, Phaelus. He does like a bootleg zone where he talks about bootleg toys, and he's really obsessed with Ninja Turtles. So he had like a bunch of bootleg turtles, Los Tortugas and stuff. It's like where they obviously just take the sculpts from the actual toys and then mold them and then copy them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's one thing
Uh,
I think is a good, like a good skill to have is like getting good at like doing molds and stuff. Castings.
yeah, it's a good skill. Put you in a shop, you know, get out there, get some work with it.
Yeah.
Last time we were talking to you, you were working on those outlet things for your mom with the bones and stuff.
Oh yeah. I haven't gotten a chance to work on those much more. Um, but I mean they're getting done. It's just takes time. They've been really busy with the business, selling stuff. So like it doesn't.
Well, that's good to
I'm just
hear
taking
that,
my time on it.
because I remember you mentioned she was starting, and I didn't know how the business was going, but
Oh yeah, it's going really good. They're getting clients. They're going to shows every weekend, selling bones in their beds. So
that's nice.
it's going pretty good. They're like really really busy all the time.
Well, it's better to be busy with a business than just sit around going, "Anybody wanna give me money?" Because I've been there.
Well, it's like it's for my stepmom, and that's pretty much a full time job for her for the most part. And then my dad works full time, and then he helps out a little bit with it too. So,
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, did does she? I think. Did you say you were putting together a website for him, or does she have like an Etsy shop, or?
oh no, I'm not really that good with the website stuff yet. Like I don't know as much as you do, so I haven't really done any website stuff in a long time. So it'd be like I'm starting from the beginning.
Well, it'd be like find a platform, man. You can either use like, a lot of places have preset templates you can just customize and drop stuff in. Like if it's an e-commerce thing, there's stuff like Shopify or.
Yeah. What do you think about that new platform that came out with that? Isn't it called that Wix or whatever?
Uh, it's good. It's nice, but it's like it's nice if you want a free site, but they put their little brand on the bottom, so it kind of just looks like like, oh, hey, this is a free site by this. It's like, it's like I'll pay a couple bucks to have a hosted site that
Yeah.
doesn't say come back to this service to get the free site. It's like, no,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's places like Squarespace, and I I I found there was a sale for this company Versed.co. Where they do a lot of like business geared stuff with their sites, and I bought like a hosting for like $49, so it's like forever hosting. So it's like I just need to pick a good domain name for it. And I'm thinking about putting my freelancing portfolio up there. Like try and point people there and say, hey, you want to hire me? Douche, douche,
Yeah,
douche,
that
douche, douche.
that would be good. Like I was wondering how you get like freelance like clients and stuff. You know?
Well, it's like I don't know. It depends on the kind of gig you do too. Like I need to get better at it. It's like I need to start pitching myself to people that I want to work for and say, "Hey, I can do this. Why don't you hire me?" A lot
Well,
of
wasn't
people.
there a site like LinkedIn or something that was for freelance stuff?
Well, LinkedIn is like about building your networking. So it's like if you work at a job, like basically it's the business version of Facebook, where it's like oh, so and so works at this company and they know this guy who works here. Connect with them and talk to them, and but they're also like impossible to get unsubscribed to. Like
Oh yeah.
so, um, so yeah. Also, my girlfriend says hi. So she sent a
Hello.
message, So she said, "Oh, hi, Ian." So just thought I'd relay that to you.
Now, you said she
Yeah.
was going to come down to you sometime next year, she was saying?
Yeah, she's looking to come by in between March and April because her vacation time, like she'll that's when the year rolls over for her, so she'll take like a week at the end of March and then a week into May. So, I mean, April, March. So, yeah. So we got we got to work that out and figure out what all's going down. See what things we'll be doing while she's visiting. I was
All
I was
right.
looking online at the you know, we're home to the Ohio's only wax Bible museum, and I was I was looking online to an article about that, and apparently there's also a museum in town that has Electro the robot from the 1938 World's Fair.
Really? So, what is that like? Wax Jesus and Noah's
uh,
Ark or something?
oh yeah, they got like 300 figurines, but it's like they got them discounted from other wax museums that were closing. So like you can
Hmm.
recognize John Travolta here and Elizabeth Taylor there.
Hey, John
Hey,
Travolta.
what's up? What's happening? Uh,
I
Travolta's an
always like that.
interesting actor.
I always like that. Wasn't John Travolta? Wasn't he isn't he into Scientology or whatever?
Yeah, and Battlefield Earth, he was originally going to be the protagonist, but he aged out of the role, so he became the other guy, and he's just hamming it up in that movie because basically Travolta, like, that's why I really like him when he goes like, he can do like the Pulp Fiction kind of Travolta where he's kind of dorky but kind of cool, or he does like the what was it, Paris with Love, where he's like just you know like face off crazy. It's like he,
Yeah.
he's one of those actors like you don't go for subtlety with Travolta because if you do, well then you get Michael, or you remember that movie right where he was an angel,
Oh
which
yeah.
that was basically around the same time as Powder, basically the same movie. Or wait,
Uh,
he was in Michael and he was in Phenomenon. That's right.
uh,
Oh man.
yeah. I remember when South Park was making fun of him when he with the Scientology stuff.
Oh man. Well, the thing is, Battlefield Earth, it was supposed to be the part of like a trilogy, and it bombed. But he's still, working to get the series made. Which it's the same with like, what was that Ayn Rand movie about the train thing? But
Hmm.
Atlas Shrugged is like they made a
Uh,
movie. They made the
Ever heard of
first
it?
one and it bombed, but the Randians are so obsessive. They're like, no, we will still make this. It's like, oh, funny, a movie about the free market tanks, and yet they're still forcing a sequel. Interesting. Uh,
Um. Yeah. Did you ever see that documentary, or did you hear about it at least with that Leah Remini about how she was saying all this shit she had to go through with the Scientology?
I've heard different people talk about different things, but you kind of want to be careful because they will, go after, and sue you. Although, remember, what was it? Philip Seymour Hoffman. One of his last movies was The Master, about the guy who founded Scientology.
Uh, Elon Hubbard.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's
You have to go through audit, Ben.
weird. No, no, you got your. What it is you've got these extraterrestrial uh, e-meter things, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if your theta is that good, Ben.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Theta. But yeah, I remember I was watching one of those because I like to watch those ghost hunting shows, and they investigated one of those Scientology places that was abandoned.
Oh man, I see the ghost of an E-meter and whatever the alien guy is. I don't know. I was thinking today about that South Park episode with Tom Cruise in the closet. Now I'm in the closet too.
Yeah, yeah. That I was thinking about that one too because I remember that one. Tom Cruise. Yeah, he's getting older, man.
He's getting older, but he's still Tom Cruise. He can deliver when he needs to. You know, he
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was
Was
in that. I still need to see that movie he did where his character died like constantly. It was basically Groundhog's Day. He died, come back. He's like, man, just kept dying in the battlefield again and again.
well, it's. I'm just saying, like he's not too old for acting, obviously, but like to he's reaching the end of his ropes. I think as far as like looking like a cool action star or something, like just like Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably done with that stuff too.
Well, I mean, Harrison Ford's still making movies, so
Yeah. But most of the
uh,
time, like Arnold is he just doing like appearances, like in that Expendables movie. He was just like flying the helicopter. I mean,
well, I mean that one was basically catchphrases. The movie, get to the
yeah,
job. Oh man.
uh, get to the chopper, do it now.
Uh, do it now. You know what I found out the other night, Ian?
What?
Did you know? I mean, you already know that there's several heavy metal bands about Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? There's the Arnold Corps, and then there's Austrian Death Machine. Did you know there's a heavy metal band that's themed around Ned Flanders from The Simpsons? They're called Oakley Dokley.
Uh, no, I did not know that.
Yeah, I found that out because I was searching for that group in England that everyone dresses like Flanders, and I found photos of the band and their video, and I said, "Oh, this is something else. I was not expecting this." A Ned
Oakley
Flanders
dokley.
themed heavy metal band with the guy screaming. Uh, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But so what's anything else going on with like your family or anything?
No, nothing going on family wise. Thanks. It's November, so it's just gotta wait till Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
So,
What's your favorite holiday? Just Christmas?
uh, mm, I don't know. I mean, I enjoy Halloween to some degree, but usually by the time it's there, I'm tired of it. Um,
Yeah. Did you get to do your Halloween thing? Because I remember you wanted to do some kind of Halloween type of animation thing or
I was trying to do an
project.
animation. I was trying to do the animation challenge because Draw with Jazza, he does a monthly challenge, and every year they do an animation challenge. And the theme for this year was spooky dance party, but I didn't. I spent too much time not actually getting it done, and I was focusing on other things. So when I actually sat down to work, it's like I don't know. I was just getting frustrated with the idea because like I'd pick an idea, and then I'd sit down to work on it and go, no, I don't like this one. Let me think of another one. And then after you do that enough times, you go, I'm just not happy with any of my ideas that I'm putting out right now, so I'm just not going to enter. But apparently they had over like 640 entries this year. He posted a compilation video of them all, and it was like 25 minutes long. I was like, that's a pretty deep competitor pool there.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if he's done uh in like a 3D version of Jazz.
Well, he's had uh, there was a video game where he was reviewing it, like, he was let's playing it kind of, and he created a character, and then they modeled the character to look like his avatar and put him in the game.
Uh, hmm.
Oh man! So he played as a French character known as Sexy Benjamin. So
I'm
yeah.
surprised that's not taken up by your username yet.
Oh, I don't need to have that in my name. I'm already assured that I'm sexy.
What are
Uh,
you too sexy for?
my shirt so sexy it hurts. Anyway,
Well, anybody's too sexy for your shirt, Ben.
don't. What are you talking smack about my Hawaiian shirts? I'll tell you what. I like my Hawaiian shirts. Mm-hmm.
Is that a new one? I don't remember seeing that one on you.
Uh, maybe. I don't know. It's all right.
Well, when was the last time you went clothes shopping?
I uh I bought some stuff on some of my trips up to Canada. A few of my Hawaiian shirts, my girlfriend picked them out for me. I had that hula shirt, that hula girl one I've had, you know.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, that's one thing I'm not good at doing. Or like I like to do is clothes shopping. It's always like I always wear my shirts until pretty much they like get holes in them, so I don't have to buy stuff.
mm,
Like I have my shoes. I still have my shoes for like a couple of years.
yeah. Mine usually last a year or two before they start wearing holes in them. So, and then I have to go and find because I wear Vans, so I have to go and find what the new version of what I have is. Because oh, they don't have that model anymore. You had the the Chucky or whatever. Now we've got the the Steely Dan or whatever they call. I don't know. It's like you gotta track down the new version of the same thing, but it's like slightly sleeker, or they added a stripe of a different color.
I did. Speaking of Chucky, did you see that they have made a new Chucky movie?
Which one?
It's called The Cult of Chucky.
Oh, mm,
He's got
is
a
that
cult
just like?
now.
Are you sure that's not just like a fan thing that one of those kind of retrospectives, or?
No, it's on IMDb.
Mm, well, yeah, but I'm just saying, is it an actual Chucky movie, or is it one of those things talking about people that are inspired and love the series kind of things? Like they did for that Nightmare on Elm Street documentary, and I saw on a meme that was going around on Halloween where a guy's girlfriend or wife said, hey, let's dress up as Chucky and the Bride of Chucky, but they didn't communicate clearly, so he was dressed as Chucky Finster from the Rugrats, and she was dressed as the Bride of Chucky.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Uh, I what I want to watch, man, is I want to see that Thor movie.
The Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Oh, it's my friend. We're friends from work. See, there's Loki. He's over there. Uh,
here you go. Here's a link to the IMDb here.
IMDb.
There.
Alright, let's take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Yep.
But yeah, I was
Chucky.
Oh, go ahead.
Chucky returns to terrorize his human victim, Nika? So, what happened to the boy he was terrorizing? Did that kid just, like, grow up? Or.
I don't know, man. I kind of
Let's
fell
see.
off the Chucky stuff, which is why I like to go and watch some of the movies before. Like I guess he had a son of Chucky or something.
Well, yeah, it was like the seed of Chucky, I think it was.
Yeah,
So, I don't know, man. I mean, they went full, you know, we know this is a goofy premise because the first couple Chucky movies, they were like, "Oh no, it's really creepy, it's scary," and it's like you watch them now, and you're just like, it's like the Leprechaun movies. You're like, come on, come on.
Yeah, they had I saw they had made what was it, like a pretty much like a reboot or whatever, the Leprechaun Origins, where it's like a monster or something.
Hmm. I don't know. I do remember they made two Leprechaun in the Hood movies, and Leprechaun
Yeah.
in Space. And I think it's Warwick Davis, the guy who plays the Leprechaun. He's like, I do it again. Sure, it's fun. He's like, put me in another one. I'll do it. It's it's like, well, what you do in space, just like Jason X. Like what else is there to do?
Yeah.
I love Jason X because it's basically a cheesy sci-fi movie, but then Jason's in it. So, oh man.
Yeah. What do you think about the versus movies? Like, 'cause I don't think the Freddy versus Jason did very well, but I know they've had like other kind of like monsters and stuff versus
Like the
movies.
Aliens versus Predator and this and that. Well, the problem is you
Yeah.
make one and it's like, both franchise owners don't want to lose, and also it's like the fans are going to go, no, man, this and that. Like, like who would win, Batman or Superman? It's like, well, why would they fight? And it's like, Martha. I don't know. I, I don't know. Versus movies, it's like they're basically just, fan service. So if that's your thing, I mean, I remember I watched I think the first Alien versus Predator movie. It had an interesting concept, but then there were some issues with it. Like there's some legit good stuff, but then there's a lot of, yep, this is very trope. you know, the didn't see. I don't think I saw the sequel, but then again, I don't think anybody did. So
Yeah, I haven't. But I know like those Puppet Master movies, which I need to go and watch all of those too. They had some versus things on there,
the
but
Puppet
I don't think they
Masters,
were
was that
quite as
like
big.
Full Moon? Was that like Full Moon Entertainment?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Did you ever see that Gingerbread Man series with Gary Busey?
No.
A murderous cookie.
What about those Pumpkinhead movies? Did you like those?
Eh. I mean, I watched a video game review of a guy trying to play the Pumpkinhead video game, and he was just getting frustrated. He's like, what this? He's trying to play it. He's like, this is. He couldn't get past like the first stage. He's like, how does this even work? I don't understand the mechanics of this game.
I didn't know
Oh
they
man!
had one.
But it's like, I don't know, horror movies like some like if you just sit and read like the Wikipedia explanations of the whole synopsis, they said a lot of them are sound crazy, and then it's like you actually watch them like, oh no, this is too cheesy. Like you read the ones for the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and it's like that's pretty dark. I
Yeah.
mean, I still don't understand how a movie about a a child molester slash pedophile becomes a big hit with kids. Is goes coming back to haunt them in their nightmares. It's like, um, don't know if we should. But then by the end, it's like the guy who played him, he just had all the one-liners, and it just became like with Chucky another comedy thing, where he didn't care about the people he was killing. It was all about ooh, how funny can he make this? So
Yeah. Didn't they do a Chucky versus like Puppet Master or something?
I have no idea. So
Or like a Chucky? What about like a Chucky versus Leprechaun?
so anyway, let's uh let's move on to we got some battle station talk.
Yeah, sure.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Stations.
Station.
Station.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
But quite a theme you got going there.
Yeah. That's Frank for you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Okay, so
What's the theme this week?
uh, I was going for kind of like a multi-monitor type of theme. I was sort of doing this like last minute, so
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
um, yeah. Uh, view image. So
Welcome to the LAN party.
yeah, this one only had one picture, so um, yeah. What do you think about this one?
Uh,
Interesting, huh?
I yeah, those lights would irritate my eyes after a while. Though. I mean, four monitors on that one, like what what exactly is he doing that he needs that kind of a setup? Because it all looks like it's on like a login screen.
Yeah. Well, my question is are these two separate computers? Because I only see one tower. If not, that's got to be
No,
like
no, no.
pretty.
The thing on the right is a tower. Then the thing I think isn't that thing on the bottom a tower? It's like
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
that one there. So yeah, those are two separate things. Then, yeah, because I
Yeah.
was gonna say six monitors on that thing would be pretty taxing.
Well, I mean, technically, my machine could support 8, but
Uh,
I'd have to have more cards, and it's like, what's the point? Other than just to do it.
I don't know what those are for, but it looks like they're all on arms and stuff. So that's cool. You know.
I mean, in my opinion, when it comes to like multiple monitors, it's a matter of what do you plan on doing with it. It's like it's cool to have them, but you can distract yourself by having all that space and going, well, I need to fill it up with everything. So, and it's like you also have the okay, what's up here, what's down there, and it like you get too many, and it just reminds me of that TV from Back to the Future 2, where it's like, well, channel 7, channel 53, sports channel, the golf channel, MTV. Oh, you watch a little TV for a change, huh?
um.
uh,
Yeah. Like I guess I'm trying to think. So I'm guessing though this is like a productivity type of thing here, and this is probably more of a like a gaming setup here on the left,
I mean, I'd heard that when it comes to multiple monitors, they say like after two, it's like trying to multitask. After two, you kind of it becomes a hindrance. I don't know. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Well, I mean, most of the time people that have like unless if you're doing like all if it's like at a job or whatever, or like you're needing all these windows for the same type of application or whatever, if it's like coding or if you're doing it for 3D design, a lot of times the other monitors people have them for like Reddit or some other kind of like social media feed, and that's I guess it depends but that type of stuff can be distracting, if it's not really work related.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like an interesting setup. I'm just kind of wondering what you would use, four monitors for, like in a game.
Oh well, if you mean like if it's for gaming.
Well, I kind of assume that's what you like. I don't know. I mean, all those lights and stuff. I kind of imagine he's got that for a gaming rig, but
Well, they're not that type of thing wouldn't really be good for like if you were trying to combine all those into like one giant screen or something because they're all offset. But I mean, if you have like the two bottom ones for like a video game, and then like if you're having some kind of team speak or something, and another one, and you have like I don't know.
word, word.
Like maybe if you're streaming, then I guess I could see where if you need to be in the chat and stuff.
Yeah, like it depends on
So that's probably what
if you
it
got
is.
like a chat server and then like a forum and then you've got like actual stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they've got an explanation for why they have it. So
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Let me see. I think they had some. Here's some specs on it here. In-win 805i for the case. Asus ROG Strix C270F. Intel i7 7700K at 5 gigahertz. Holy shit. Doing some overclocking. Uh, he's got the 1080 Ti, 11 gigs of RAM for the for the video card. The system RAM is only 16 gigs though. That's kind of low. He almost has as much video memory as his regular memory.
Yep.
Bunch of SSDs here. Well, there's kind of smaller sizes. (1440p) monitor. But yeah, on for the as far as the next one here. Click on that one. This one's a little bit.
Is it one of those ultra wides or?
Yeah, I think so.
It's got a big icon for his. Oh, that's you. Ah, mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got an interesting computer case.
Yeah, is that just open or is that glass?
I think it's a. Oops. Let me. I think it's like a glass one of those because I've seen something similar lately. Yeah, I think it's like a glass one, or maybe. Yeah, because isn't that kind of like you can see kind of the blue there, isn't that kind of like a reflection on there?
I'm not sure if that's the blue just coming off of that bar or if there's actually glass along it. Because if it is, then it's very clear glass.
Let me see if there's any description. Okay.
Loading shelves.
The storage. Okay, that says the Liam Lee PC 010, I think. If I do a search on Newegg, that does not look like the case.
Tempered glass, it says.
It says tempered glass.
So maybe he's got it facing that way. Because see, on the one side.
Unless if he's got the shell taken off. I have no clue. Could search Amazon also. Here, I think this was pretty much like similar type of thing, I think.
That's more like a slim tower, though, but yeah, similar idea. That it's basically got a glass wall. One of the sides is glass.
Yeah. Now, what were your thoughts on like the glass type of thing, like the glass towers and stuff? That's like a lot of people are doing those.
Well, I mean, personally, a big side of a thing. I'd much rather my tower be solid. Personally, I understand. I mean, I personally don't see the point in all the little lights and everything either. But it's like, if you want to show off the your cooling setup and your rig and everything, that's fine. It's just glass, one of those things. It's like it's gonna tip over at some point. I'd rather it not shatter on top of break. So, I mean,
Yeah, I know what you mean because it's like I feel like glass is only more for like furniture and stuff, and like especially if you're doing like a LAN party and stuff. If you're taking your case here or there, you definitely don't want any kind of plastic on or glass on there.
I'm just trying to figure out. He's got like 2 video game controllers, a mouse, a little keyboard, his headphones on the left, and then what are those 2 things next to that's a VR headset up there? Are those the hand controllers for it then?
Yeah, yeah. I think those are because I see. You remember for the news and stuff we did like those like the 3D sculpting apps or whatever you could
Ah,
get.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're sculpting in the air.
Sculpting in the air. Sounds cool.
Uh, but yeah, I'm not sure what the. It looks like those are 360 controllers, and I wonder if those are hooked up because you could get dongles and stuff for the computer, but I'm not sure if those are both hooked up to the computer or not.
I don't know. And then he's got whatever that is with the dial and the big cable coming out of it, and then the thing on top. So
Well, it looks like some kind of amp or something.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Either like an amp or a preamp or something. And he's got those. Are those speakers? The little things with the on the sides.
Uh, I'm guessing so, but those are like
A weird
I've never
design.
seen a speaker like that. Yeah.
Look more like like microphones or lights or something. I don't know. What's the specs say that they are?
Okay. They do have specs. Scroll down here more. Uh, the board, sound stack.
Monitor, sound stack, headphones, focal gear, keyboard, mouse.
Hmm.
And he says the sound stack is an Modi 2 multi-bit and an amp.
Wonder what that is.
That's a
Okay,
little,
so I think that's the thing on top of it.
yeah, the little box.
I don't think he really lists his speakers. I don't think he's like, those aren't good enough to list in here.
Well, they're interesting, if nothing else. And he's got one of those executive chairs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just asking about the desk, which
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a
He was,
giant slab of wood, which it's nice, but
so you, yeah, it's looking like he made the desk then.
cool.
Which you get props for that, I guess, you know.
Well, I mean, we don't see anything except the top of it. For all we know, he could be bouncing that back on cinder blocks.
Yeah, I remember that one. There was a guy that had. I wasn't sure if you were here for it or not, but there was a guy that did like a build with where he had like cinder blocks holding the desk up, but
I
he
think I,
painted the cinder blocks white.
I think I remember that. Yeah. So, fun times, Ian. Fun times.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm trying to think if there's anything like I don't know. I is that thing. Does that thing go with like? Does that hook up to your computer, the Vive or whatever? Because I always get confused on the VR stuff.
Uh, yeah, I think that one does. I think that is it. Because I think the Vive the one that has the camera thing to monitor to like map the room. Because I don't know. Because
Oh, I don't know.
there's some that are like just like a headset that's not attached to stuff or might be attached to a cable, and then there's some that have wires all over the back. I don't know.
And some is just your phone.
Yeah, it's like I don't know about the whole VR thing. Ian. It's
Yeah.
too many variables right now for me to know much about it.
Um. I was just thinking because like I don't know if I would. I'd probably want to not have that on the desk or something like that just to free it because he needs to free up a little bit of room. I think maybe
Well, I
find a
mean,
place for hang his headphones on or something. You know, a stand.
well, he's got all that stuff way back on the desk too. It's like I don't know. It's like and that amp is connected to that thing and all the way across the desk and everything and I don't know.
Yeah, that's not definitely try to what's that even plugged into? Because if he's got his headphones plugged into something else,
I don't
or
know.
is that
It
you think
it
that's
might
his
be.
headphone cable?
Might be. It's a pretty long cable.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Try to
figured it. I figured
do
it'd be
that.
plugged into the speakers or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I have my I have like little going through my desk. I have like a female like 3.5 millimeter port that I have mounted onto the like the bottom of my desk, so I could just plug in my headphones, or I could just unplug them or whatever. So it makes it a lot neater.
Mm.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Better top cable management, I guess.
Mm.
That's what it needs to do. Those are the only things I could think of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just looks like everything's kind of just sitting on the desk rather than like that's its place, really. Because
Yeah.
they'll, spread out like he just opened a bag and set stuff down.
If he could, I would probably find like try to find like a stand or like a shelf or something maybe to put his computer on, because that would save a lot of room too, and it would look nicer because it looks like he's just barely trying to cram his computer in there.
Mm.
Because that looks like it's pretty close to the edge, so I don't know.
Pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Hey, that's cool, man.
Um, hmm.
Yeah, so this one is sort of a crazy one here.
Well, go ahead and explain what we see in this one, Ian, because I'm a little.
I have no idea what we're looking at. We're looking at some kind of one of those wall mounted computers, which I know Doug hates those. So,
Uh huh.
um,
See a lot of fans on it, so
yeah, it looks like an I thought that was like an air conditioner unit at first.
it's on one of those
Um,
tilted ceilings from like the
yeah,
attic.
which makes it even more dangerous. That shit falls,
Yeah.
you screwed, man.
Well, it looks like he's got it wired to the, the you know, the rafters there, so
Yeah, it looks like this one might be more of a gaming type of thing for the vertical monitors, and maybe he's
those are
got
some
like a work type of thing here.
those are some pretty thick monitors there though. 'Cause I'm looking at the
Yeah.
bezel. These are like 3 inches thick.
Well, maybe try to save some money trying to get some older monitors, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, it just the thing is like seeing the monitors propped up on their sides like that, and then you look over the other one and they look all squished. So I don't know, man. You get that panorama where it's just like you're in the monitors now. It's I'm in IMAX.
Yeah.
He's
Um.
got those beveled desks. And
Yeah.
is this just his rig or is it like him and his you know somebody else's?
I I don't know. I mean, we can look at some of the descriptions.
All right.
You want clicking? Oh, oh yes. Hmm. You would do? I wouldn't do video editing with vertical monitors. What's this dude talking about?
That's gotta be messing up some aspect ratios there.
Yeah. Well, coding I could see. Um. Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't look like he lists any specs for this one, unfortunately.
I mean, everything. It's kind of interesting. He's got the same black desks and then the two of the same chair. I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume that's for two people, because otherwise it's right next to it. Why?
Right.
Uh,
Well, it looks pretty interesting. I mean, it's definitely not as colorful as the other one with the lighting, you know.
yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how practical it is to have three monitors up like that, but
Yeah.
if that's what the guy wants with it.
Well, I see a lot of people do the gaming with that, so they can, like tilt them so you can get more of like a field of view or whatever.
Mm,
It and more resolution, I suppose.
mm.
But usually you see like 4 or 5. That's more like it's a little bit more wrapped around.
I like how
But
he had the computer just propped up over those monitors, so if it falls, you're in all kinds of hurt.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Like that must have been a pain in the butt trying to mount up there or at an angle. Like doing it horizontally in a wall, I think would be hard enough, but that shit would be
Plus, he's got it in a
crazy.
weird angle where if he needs to fix it, he's got to pull out his whole disc, and it's like at
Yeah,
an angle, and
yeah.
I don't know.
Or like he needs to move that shit. Like the
Yeah.
wife was be like, I want you to rearrange this room here.
This is the storage room. I'll turn it into my man cave, honey. Man cave. All right. So,
Yeah. So let me put this in that one. This was the first one. I guess this is number one.
mm,
This is number two. And number three. Pretty simple
and
this
are both
time.
of those computers his on the first one, or
Uh yeah.
because it would be
Trying
bad
to
to
find
like,
that out.
oh no, man, that's my roommate's computer. Mine's the little dinky one next to it. Oh, pff.
Well, I mean, just off the bat, I would probably say they both are his because he's got all the specs,
Okay.
like pretty detailed. So, hmm. This one guy says try putting the power brick on the pink side under the disc so it looks more clean and not visible. Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
well,
mean, I'd say, given all the equipment, like I think you probably have them in the same order I would go with, because like, I mean, I'd probably move those monitors around. But,
yeah,
I don't. I mean, that's a lot of monitors, and I personally don't see what you could use for. But he's got two towers, and he's got a nice big desk space. I'm not crazy about lighting like that, but otherwise it's a nice setup. And then the second one, he's got a nice desk, but like you know the computer's kind of like, I mean, he's got that ultra wide monitor, which was nice, and then uh, I think we both agree that he just could have stacked the stuff on the desk better on the second one,
yeah,
and then the third one is just kind of
yeah.
cluttered. Yeah, like that's a nice desk and it's a nice monitor. The computer's a little interesting, and so are those speakers. But it looks like a nice setup. Like he's got the Vive or whatever, and then you know all that stuff. So it looks like a decent, useful setup. It's just since the other one had all those monitors and two towers, I'd say it's a little bit more powerful. And then
Yeah, honestly, these setups aren't. They don't look like they're as strong in the speaker department. That's for sure. I just noticed that.
that one, it's just like that's a pretty thin desk, and man, I don't know if I'd want to have my computer with that many fans leaning over me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like
And
right
imagine
by
how
the
loud that thing
stairs.
probably is.
Looks like he's right over by the stairs too, because there's that banister. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
man,
like that would suck if you're like wearing your underwear and your friends come up to see you and you're like, oh dude.
uh, I don't know. I'd be a little bit more concerned about like that computer falling onto the monitors and the monitors falling down the stairs. I
Yeah, I
mean,
was gonna
I
say.
get that like since it's up at the attic, I get that they're doing what they can with what they got, but I don't know. I keep looking down at the shorter monitors, and I keep wanting to think it's a window.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like when you glance at it, you think it's like the blinds or whatever only partially closed, and that's a
Yeah,
window.
you think that's like the driveway or something, but it's like no, that's another computer. But that's because the other one's like all gray, and that one's like got stuff on it,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty.
and
Those definitely are a lot brighter.
shinier desks too. Because I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I mean, it kind of looks a
I
little
wish
cramped though. So
I would like to have seen a little bit more of a like different angles, like a wider view, I guess.
yeah, a lot of people only had one photo, so you're not gonna. It's like, well, from what I can tell, this one dark photo. You have a camera. You know how to, how to snap a photo.
Yeah, these people need to practice their photography skills, huh? Um,
Uh,
they well, it's just like I mean, I guess it's a lot of times it's probably because they like they don't want you to see the rest of the room, or they're like, oh yeah, this part of the room is a mess or something. It looks like crap.
well, that's how everyone shovels the mess to just the outsides of the camera frame. Yep.
Yeah, but oh, so you're saying this one is your favorite then?
Yeah, because it has the most potential. It's got all that
It's
clear
pretty clean.
space, a lot of desktop space, and you could rig that up to be a nice, I mean, it looks like it looks like a computer lab basically because it's got a big
Yeah,
desk and two chairs and all the setup.
that's that's what I that's what I like about it too. Yeah, it's like reminds me of computer lab at like AIP. I bet you wish you could have like a setup like that where you have like a draw like your animation table on one side and then like your computer next to it or whatever, you know.
Well, I've got my computer here, and then I've got my drawing table over there, and then it's like I just have this one chair I wheel between them,
Yeah.
so
But just like having more space, I bet you would just like in general. Because you were saying like you say you'd love to be able to have a chair or something down there to relax on.
yeah, I'm in a tiny little was a storage room down here, so there's only so much room in here, so
Yeah.
more space would be ideal.
But as far as what I was gonna say though is like yeah, I think I like this one the best. Uh but I think I just like all the stuff he has, I think I would choose this one second, whereas this one, like I think it could use a little bit more organization and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it could just use more organization. The other one is like kind of cramped, but it's since they got so many monitors. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about monitors. You don't know how good they are just by having a lot of them because you could get cheap
Yeah.
monitors. And I'm kind of wondering how he got like those big thick bevels on 'em.
Well,
But
see if this dude had the computer of this one, that one would be like really good, I would think.
yeah, or it might if you switched them out, so like you could have that big one mounted on that other guy's wall because he doesn't have the ceiling,
Yeah.
touching in.
All right.
So
But well, I wonder how many votes did this guy get? I don't
like
know.
that one, I could see being used for video editing because you get the multiple monitors, so you can watch like have an email window and a source, your video files window, have a dedicated, monitor to everything.
Oh, this one was like 2,700 points. That's pretty crazy. This one The first one only had like a few hundred, and then this one only had like it says 40. So yeah, uh, the one we chose. What's this guy's username? Here.
Don't know. Tar or something.
Hmm.
So.
Huh. Uh, well, I don't know, man.
All right then. You link it.
If we go back to Battle Station, this one was something was in here. This right here is hard to see. I have a dark theme on this, so
Yep, that's cool.
what's this say here? JJ Shoal.
Well, JJ, congrats.
The one that had the most votes though was this guy,
Well, everybody's talking about his disc.
EL61.
Everybody's like, "What kind of wood is that?" It's a cool disc.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine it when computer geeks and HDTV fans get together. It's like, hey, I want an elite system, but I want it on a good disc. Solid, made of sturdy oak.
1337 disc.
Well,
I bet you the first username ever put on the internet was Hacksaw1337.
Nah, that wasn't a thing back then. It was some Linux guy, you know. He probably like referenced like Lord of the Rings or something.
Right. Hacksaw. But yeah, so that was stations. Station. And then we'll get into the news article. News.
The news with Ian and Ben.
Yeah. And this would have been rough doing by myself, man.
Oh,
I appreciate you coming on, by the way.
That's cool, man. You know, they're gonna be early. All right.
Yeah, we usually. I mean, I would do it normally this early, but Frank's always like, "Nah, we're doing it at 9. If you're lucky."
I work and I gotta come in. I gotta go to Taco Bell or Chipotle, and then.
Yeah, I remember that one time. You're like, "Hey, are you done eating yet?" And he's like, "No, I ordered a pizza now." I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was gonna make something to eat, but then he ordered it, so like you gotta wait for the pizza to get there, then you gotta wait for him to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But So, did you find anything on Cartoon Brew there? Because you were looking
No,
before the show.
I was just peeping to see what was on. There hasn't been anything interesting, so you go on ahead and tell us all the stories.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Put all these in the chat here for you. You want to be able to click on them on your own.
I'll just
A
let you
couple
tell us all about it.
a couple of these articles, Frank. He messaged me because I was like, hey, if you get a chance, if there's any articles that you want me to talk about, I'll share them on here. So he messaged a couple throughout the week. But this one is about Ubisoft denies Assassin's Creed Origins DRM is slam your CPU.
Ooh.
Yeah. So since the release of Assassin's Creed Origins on PC, some users have been complaining that the game's CPU usage has been immense, sometimes pushing 90 to 100%. That's not normal, and it's led to accusation that the game's new DRM is the culprit. Volksy, a member of the Revolt team of game crackers, told Torn Freak earlier this week that he believes the slowdown is due to Ubisoft using two forms of DRM on the game at the same time. So, Denuvo, which has been having some problems of late with VM Protect layered on over the top of that. Basically, Ubisoft has implemented VM Protect on top of Denuvo, tasking the game's performance by 30 to 40%, demanding that people have a more expensive CPU to play the game properly only because of the DRM. It's anti-consumer and a disgusting move, he says. And Ubisoft decided that Nuvo is not enough to stop pirates in the crucial first days after release anymore, so they have implemented an iteration of VM Protect over it. This is great if you are looking to save your game from those pirates, because this layer of VM Protect will make the Nuvo a lot more harder to trace and keygens than without it. But if you're a legit customer, well, that's not that great for you since this combo could task your performance by a lot, especially if you are using a low-end CPU. That's why we are seeing near like 100% CPU usage on 4-core CPUs right now, for example. And then their strong allegation that Ubisoft denies issuing a statement that leads, we're confirming that the anti-tamper solutions implemented in the Windows PC version of Assassin's Creed Origins have no perceptible effect on game performance. In order to recreate a living, systemic, and majestic open world of ancient Egypt where players can witness all its stunning details, its beautiful landscapes, and incredible cities in a completely seamless way with no loading screens. Assassin's Creed Origins uses the full extent of the uh, minimum
Minimum?
or minimum. I'm sorry, I can read that. And
That's fine.
recommend PC system requirements here when ensuring while is ensuring a steady 30 FPS performance. Its perceivable effect is, of course, a very loose term, one that's open to interpretation. The statement also appears to be simply saying, hey, it's not the DRM causing any issues, it's just the game itself. For what it's worth, he shows some performance on the stats, like some stats and stuff. Um, yeah.
Man, that's a lot of CPU usage.
Yeah. It says 1.1 gigabyte patch for the game was released earlier today, though it doesn't make any specific mention of the issue, nor has it made any difference in my own CPU usage. But yeah, basically that like they were trying to do this because a lot of these, like the de novo DRM thing, was supposed to be like the ultimate protection when it first came out for all these games. Like it was like at first it was really hard for, like, or near impossible for like any kind of crackers to crack it, but now it's pretty much gotten to be where it's like the same day or even before that of the release of the game that's been cracked already. So yeah, and I was reading some other articles that were saying like some of the screenshots people posting like that like that they posted could be kind of like misleading or whatever, depending on the type of system and what other things are running, I guess. But it's definitely it seems like there's something there if everybody's like complaining about it, like if it's like a steady 100% thing, like where there's like no deviation as far as the CPU usage goes, depending on like where you're, because how like if you're in a video game or whatever, a lot of times some areas will be more like it'll be a little bit slower than others if you're playing a video game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it makes sense that they're worried about people stealing pirating the game, but if you do stuff that influences performance of your game, you're only shooting yourself in the foot. So, the argument that, oh, it's just a very intensive game, it's like, so you're saying the game has to run on the latest hardware to even really run right. That's not a good message to be sending out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be sending something about how, why things are running and telling people to lower, quality settings or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's like that, no matter what quality settings, there's something wrong there. Then
Mm-hmm.
what they need to do is have somebody that's fully benchmarks all these, because you see a lot of people that give those thorough benchmarks of games and the GPUs and stuff. They need to have some people get to work on that. Get to work, right?
I don't know, man. Ubisoft's been having a lot of trouble lately anyway, with all the other stories
A
they've
lot of
had.
controversy and shit.
I mean, last time we were talking about it, there was a whole bunch of, like right around when they were releasing the Assassin's Creed, there was some other stuff going on at the same time. It's like, oh boy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times it's a lot of these video games now. Like, there's like a lot of politics involved with them now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think like DRM is a good thing, but like when
When
like
it
as far as
hinders,
like
it's when DRM. It's basically whenever it hinders regular users trying to use the game they bought, then you're screwing them over. And at that point, it's
yeah,
no. At that point, you're losing more people than if people pirate the game. Because if people are pirating the game, that means they like it. Versus if the game's busted, nobody wants it.
yeah.
So,
It's just like that DRM for like the music and stuff or whatever. You can't even transfer them to a different device or anything. It's
and it's just sometimes it's sad how like it's easier sometimes to find a pirated copy of something than it is to find it on a legit service because they're like, oh, you have to go through these filters and this thing or that, and it's like versus another, you just go through a search engine and there it is, you know.
yeah, like, and a lot of the pirate websites, like the user interface looks better than the real websites too. It's like they put a lot of work in just like it's really like easy and stuff with the pirate websites, and it attracts them a lot better than the regular websites do, and not just because it's free.
Oh man. So what's the next news story, Ian? Ooh, Cody, eh?
Okay, yeah. Here's another Cody thing here. Hold on for a sec. Yeah, have you use Kodi and stuff, right? You use like the Plex or whatever.
Well, Plex and Kodi are two different things. It's like I have Kodi, but I haven't messed with it in too much time because I've got, I haven't. Right now, I've just got it on my computer, and I've got an older version of it on an old the Ouya, but I haven't, haven't messed around with it too much in a while. But yeah, I use it on occasion.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever have like a TV that like a Kodi TV. That would be crazy.
Well, I mean, there's already the Fire TV and a bunch of other things. It's just, when you get a hardware device, it can get outdated. That's the issue with the smart TVs. So,
Yeah.
so tell us all about this story here, Ian.
Okay. No, no, I was just saying like because if I had a TV with like Kodi on it or whatever that that was officially supported, that would be awesome because that's like all I would have to use on there, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get a small Android box and plug it in and get it going.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I was saying because like Kodi, like they even have a Kodi OS and everything. I haven't tried it yet though. I'd like to check it out. Maybe try to run it on a VM virtual machine or something. See how well it is, you know. But yeah, like I run all my plugins and stuff like YouTube and everything through it, you know, just because I like the interface. But anyways, this is about Kodi users are being tricked into installing piracy monitoring software, and this is because there's a civil war between the developers. Uh, the users of the third-party Kodi skins have discovered that these optional extras have been partnered with monitoring software that checks whether the user's other add-ons are legitimate, effectively making them a form of spyware. The monitoring is being enabled by an add-on called KN Add-on Caretaker, which checks the user's installed add-ons against an online database to ensure everything installed is legitimate. Recently, the software has been bundled with the Skins Etuary mod version 2 and Mbuary, meaning users have to install this monitoring software if they want to use the skins in question. And as far as the Civil War goes, the reason for this bundling is that the developers of these skins have grown tired of their work being used alongside piracy enabling add ons. Kodi itself does not enable piracy, but through the use of these third party add ons, users can get access to a paid TV streams without needing a subscription. This has led to the software getting a reputation as being solely for piracy, which the Kodi team has been keen to distance themselves from. Uh, the online database of problematic add-ons has been criticized for bundling a couple of repositories whose developers argue aren't problematic in any way. This wouldn't be an issue if the users were free to install it as they see fit. But the problem is they're being forced to if they want to install the skins that they've been bundled with. It appears as though a civil war is beginning to erupt within the Kodi development community between those who want to preserve its open nature, despite the piracy that this openness allows, and those who want to discourage the use of piracy enabling add ons to preserve the legitimate reputation of the software. So, yeah, there's two wrongs make a right, Ben.
No.
That's
I
what
don't
this
like
looks
that.
like.
I don't like the idea of tricking anybody into anything because that's how you get ants. I mean, wait. It's like if people don't know what they're getting, you shouldn't put it in there, even if you're telling them it's for their own good. Because are you saying you know better than the user? Because maybe they have reasons to not be doing a thing, and then you download a thing and it breaks. So
Yeah. But yeah, like Kodi is like they say, Kodi itself is not like a piracy. It's pretty, like it's not meant for piracy. It's pretty neutral on the content that it can deliver. It's just a media streaming thing. It used to be Xbox Media Center, correct?
yeah, it's just a media player system. It's just you know It's just, the people that have used it have, found ways to incorporate stuff into it. So
Yeah. Well, it used to be where like I used to, or currently most people I think use it solely on the device that they're like playing the media on. But I remember back in the day, I used to use it for like other devices that didn't support all those, like the add-ons and stuff. It used to stream it to like the other devices like Xbox and PlayStation 4 and stuff. So like you could have all your media going through that instead of, like uh, having to have your computer hooked up to your TV or whatever.
yeah,
But yeah, I definitely like, just because you hate something bad that's going on and you don't want to be a part of it doesn't mean that you should have to try to go, drop down and go, like be bad too. Don't
well,
sink down to that level, I guess.
it's like we were talking about with the issues with DRM. It's meant to, hurt pirates and people that are doing bad things. But by the same token, if it screws around with other people, it's like, well, is that really, it's like don't do stuff, don't put stuff on people's systems that they don't know or don't want to have because you know
Yeah,
who wants
that's
that?
like
Nobody wants bloatware that ruins their systems.
yeah. I mean, it's just like the government does a lot of that type of stuff, which isn't good.
Well, remember when Microsoft and Windows were forcing the updates to send, to Windows 10 or doing
Yeah,
things? It's like we will get Windows 10 on your system. It's like no.
no. But yeah, so there's that. And then the third one here. This one, Frank sent me. This one is, and I'm pretty interested in this one. This one is about a lifetime subscription to Windscribe VPN is now just $50. This complete privacy service secures your data, keeps you anonymous online, and helps you access blocked content. If you're unfamiliar, a VPN virtual private network routes your internet through remote servers to help keep your personal data private when you're on public Wi-Fi and lets you access geo-blocked content from anywhere. Windscribe VPN does all that without slowing down your connection speeds or logging any of your data. It works as a desktop app and because extension and browser extension combo that's easy to set up and configure, and even offers a firewall as extra security in case you lose connection. Which when I was reading this, I don't quite understand that. Like, why would how would a firewall help you get your connection back if you lose the connection? Firewalls usually are meant to filter
Well, it says it
connections.
offers a firewall as extra security in case you lose connection. So,
Hmm. Well,
I
a standard subscription costs around $90 per year, but right now they're offering Engadget readers a lifetime subscription for only $49.99. And its top features are mask your physical location from third parties, access geo-blocked content from anywhere, won't slow down your connection speeds, use on all your devices simultaneously, torrent securely, and share files without worrying about your ISP snooping on you, get protected by the top-notch firewall that protects you in case of connectivity loss, leave no trace or logs while you browse. Whether you want to protect your online information from hackers or want to access streaming content from anywhere in the world, Windscribe, as you covered. Get a lifetime subscription today for over 90% off, just $49.99.
That's 49. Just is it a one-time lifetime or is that the price for a lifetime?
Well, it looks like they're saying it's a price for a lifetime. The 49. And I guess they're saying it's $90 per year. So like,
Because I mean, I've used services that when I bought a web hosting from Burst.co and a few other different apps, like I'd buy them, where they got a good deal where they only pay $49 and you get it, forever rather than having to pay a monthly fee. But sometimes
Yeah.
some places you have to pay that as the reduced price, but it's monthly price. So I don't know.
Well, if that's $50 for a lifetime, that would be really awesome. But I mean, even if it's ended up being where it's like $50 per year, I guess that's like half. But I mean, they're specifically saying this is for a lifetime, so I don't know. Like they would lose. I would think they would lose a lot of money with that, wouldn't they?
Well, maybe they're just looking into having that many people, subscribe. Because if you go to their website for the deals, there's the 3-year subscription for 22.49, 5-year subscription for 39.99, or a lifetime for 49.99. So interesting,
Yeah.
but that's deals for you. I mean, you know, because there's VPN Unlimited Infinity lifetime plan and VPN Secure lifetime plan for that one's $39.99. So, but then again, I've seen this deal thing. I've seen on a number of different uh, people hosting. This. There's a couple of different sites that have this kind of bundle.
Hmm. Well,
It could be a good deal I imagine if you use it.
it's just I've never heard of this, so like I don't
I
know,
mean,
kind of.
I've heard of VPNs. I just don't know, how good this one is versus anything
Yeah.
else. So,
I was definitely like I was kind of hesitant on doing this article this week because I was sort of wanting to wait for Frank, but I'll mention it on the show next week. And like because I don't know how long this did the article say, or does this say like how long this goes for?
I mean,
It says for I
let's
think because it said for a limited time,
um, let's see.
but
It
right
says
now,
when it ends. Ends in 4 days.
uh,
15-day satisfaction guarantee. So,
I don't know. I still got to buy my few $100 monitor first.
mm,
I can see how much if I can have much money after that.
mm.
But what do you think? Are you don't use a VPN yet, right? Because you've
No, I don't know too much about them, to be honest. So, sounds interesting though. I mean, I
yeah,
know nobody likes to be snooped on.
right. Well, I'll see. I'll message Frank and I'll see. Is he gonna get that? So I guess we'll have to see. But it. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Like the 5 year thing looks really good too for $40. Like I'd be willing to do that. Because the problem with these types of things is that technology changes so fast. So it's like the VPNs might not even be a thing in 10 years. It might be totally different. And like, I don't know, like what this would carry over to, or if they'd even be in business
Yeah,
past
but
that.
but if you pay for a lifetime service, at least then, you don't have to pay a recurring fee. That's always the pain in the
Right.
butt.
I want to try to get more information. And unfortunately, this is or like more opinion on this. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of time left.
All right.
But there's that. Okay, so I'm sure you've read about this one here.
Yep, that guy's a hero, or whoever it was.
That guy's a hero.
He gave the internet some peace and quiet for a few minutes. What do you think?
Hold on. Do I think he's a hero or not?
What do you think of what he did?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I heard about it. I really haven't thought about it too much. Like, I I don't know. I mean, I guess it was like an accident or something. I don't know. That's what they were saying. There was like investigations about it. Yeah, we are conducting a full internal review. But I mean, let me read this first.
All right.
Okay, so the Twitter timeline of the U.S. President Donald Trump is seen on June 29th, 2017, in by Gozix, Poland, before he insulted TV show host Mike Brzezinski on the platform, claiming he was bullied by Ms. Brzezinski and her co-host on their show, uh, Morning Joe on
Oh, Mika
MSNBC.
Brzezinski. Yeah.
Yeah. Twitter announced Thursday evening that an employee on his or her last day of work at the company deactivating President Donald Trump's notorious Twitter account. The president's account was only absent for 11 minutes before it was restored. In a series of its own tweets, the company said, "We are conducting a full internal review. Through an investigation, we have learned that this was done by a Twitter customer support employee who did this on the employer's last day. We are conducting a full internal review." The company did not elaborate as to what steps had or would be taken. As of this writing, the president has not commented directly on the incident. His most recent tweet, authored in approximately or at approximately 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, promotes a Friday morning television interview. Trump's use of the social media platform has been controversial, to say the least. In September 2014 or 2017, Trump tweeted the North Korea wouldn't be around much longer, for which seemed to be a threat in violation of Twitter's own policies. Trump is facing an ongoing lawsuit over the fact that he blocks some members of the public on Twitter. Well, yeah, I mean, like if he tweets that stuff, I mean, if he's in violation of the terms and stuff, then that's it, you know. Um, but so you said you think that the employee was trying to be heroic, or it was just a
Well, I
personal
mean, it
thing
was.
with him?
Well, I think it was just a stunt to see what they could do. It's like, it's my last day. What could I do that'll piss off my employer? I get
Yeah.
that, but I think it's just good to silence his account for a little bit. We all need to breathe for a few minutes. You know?
Well, I mean, do you think they should have, like, if he was violating stuff? Don't you think that they should have been it should have been permanently deleted, deactivated, or whatever? Or do you think that there's no way they could do that to him?
Twitter has all kinds of problems with harassment and toxic people on there. There's all kinds of you know the alt right and neo-Nazi groups that are on there, promoting hate and stuff, but they're or people harassing women and different kinds of stuff that's not being policed on there, even though it should be.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. There's all kinds of issues with the president. It's like, because they have school children that are out bullying students, other students, and they're using logic from the president, and it's like, well, how do you talk to your kids about that when the president's the role model and he's using these bullying tactics? It's like, well, the president's a bully. I really don't know what else you can say about it, but That's just the
Oh,
facts.
bully, bully. Oh, bully, bully.
No, no, Ian, no.
But
Anyway,
yeah, I mean, the thing though is like, even if you block his personal thing, that the White House themselves, they still need to have some kind of media platform, you know?
well, that's the thing is that he's doing all this stuff around the White House's platform. He's announcing all this stuff, and then the
Yeah.
press, the press corps and everybody has to try to explain his tweets, because it's like if the president's sitting here saying, somebody should get the death penalty or this or that, or he's
Uh,
announcing some new policy, and they're like, that's not how things work. There are proper channels to announce stuff. So,
did you see that episode of South Park with Tweak or whatever? With
uh,
the that guy that has like all those ticks and stuff on there. He's like
uh,
always loaded up on caffeine or whatever.
what about him?
He was like, well, they did an episode where he was freaking out because Donald Trump was like saying all this stuff to North Korea that Tweak was, but he was saying Tweak was saying all of it to them. He's like, he says, "You won't do anything, North Korea. You won't bomb him."
Oh boy. I don't know. I'm behind on South Park. It's been a while, so.
It's gotten kind of stale, huh?
Oh, it's been a while since I've had time to watch any TV, so.
Yeah. But anyways, there's my last one here. This one is SEC warns that celebrity cryptocurrency endorsements may be illegal. Floyd Mayweather and Paris Hilton could be in hot water for paid endorsements.
Oh.
Did you hear about this with these celebrities endorsing
No,
the Bitcoins and
go ahead.
stuff?
No, go ahead.
The Securities and Exchange Commission has issued a statement warning celebrities that they may be violating the law if they make paid endorsements of cryptocurrencies without disclosing the payments. Just a few weeks ago, there would have been no need for such a warning because there were very few celebrities endorsing blockchain products through Mike Tyson, though Mike Tyson has been endorsing Bitcoin products since at least 2015. But with billions of dollars flooding into initial coin offerings, celebrities like Floyd Mayweather and Paris Hilton have begun promoting new cryptocurrencies on social media. Readers of ARS will be shocked to learn that these celebrity endorsements, blockchain tech, endorsed blockchain technologies, had not exactly been the cream of the crop. A September investigation by Forbes reported that the Hilton endorsed currency called uh, Lydian coin was founded by a man being sued by at least four former employees for harassment and discrimination, and who is facing possible jail time related to domestic violence allegations. Last week, the New York Times dug into Centra, one of the cryptocurrencies Mayweather has given a paid endorsement. Centra's website listed a president who seems not to exist. His photo was of a Canadian psychology or physiology professor who had no relation to Centra. Centra claimed it would offer a Visa or MasterCard based debit card for spending the cryptocurrency, but Visa and MasterCard say the company has never approached them about the project. Now, the SEC is firing a shot across the bow of celebrities who do paid endorsements or cryptocurrencies. Any celebrity or other individual who promises a virtual token or coin that is a security must disclose the nature, scope, and amount of compensation received in exchange for the promotion. The SEC wrote in a Wednesday statement, a failure to disclose the information is a violation of the anti-touting provisions of the federal securities laws. Promoting tokens sales could also lead to potential violations of the anti-fraud
provisions of the federal securities laws for participating in an unregistered offer and sale of securities and for acting as an unregistered brokers. And the analysis depends on whether the tokens in question meet the legal definition of securities, something that's far from clear right now. Some cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, are likely to be classified as utility tokens. While a utility might go up in value over time, their primary intended use is not as an investment vehicle. Bitcoin, for example, was designed as a new kind of payment network. Unfortunately, the SEC has only made one significant ruling on a topic, writing in July that a blockchain-based investment scheme called the DAO amounted to an unregistered security. The SEC declined to press charges on that case and hasn't ruled on whether any other case offerings have run afoul of securities law. Well, yeah, like I read all this, but it's still kind of confusing as to like why these would violate those types of things, I guess.
Well, Bitcoin itself is a very confusing thing.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of question about, well, does it count as this? And, because that's the problem is that it's designed to be a non-monitored, or, non-government controlled currency. And so the government goes, well, wait, people are sponsoring it. So wait.
Wait,
it's like, did we get some of that sweet, sweet money?
Yeah. Oh, so they're saying like because they're, like you can't really tax it or whatever.
Well, it's because it's such a big, questionable thing is to, like where the value of it comes and, and there's the legalities of it all around are big and questionable. So I don't know. It's one of those things, man, where it's like it's designed to kind of run circles around the government, especially since our government is very antiquated with handling, current stuff and technology and whatnot. So,
right. I'm confused too. Like they're saying it's like if you're promoting it, like I don't know if they could really say like it's against the law to say that you're like if you're a celebrity to say, hey, I love Bitcoin, you should get Bitcoins. I don't know if that's legal.
Celebrity endorsements are, it's like you're using your celebrity power to, to get people to go into a service, and it's like, like, hey, I'm a celebrity, and therefore I think you should do reverse mortgages, or I think you should do, all kinds of different payday loans stuff, or this, or there's all kinds of ways you can and can't use your celebrity to make people decide things financially, and it's like, are you authorized to make to give this kind of advice, or do we have to put disclaimers on stuff,
Well, I think what it's looking like though is like maybe that like these Bitcoin providers were like paying these celebrities and Bitcoins to promote their stuff or whatever.
Well, that's what sponsorships do. They pay for things. It's just.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you're a celebrity, just saying like, you should get Bitcoins, but you're not like being paid or you're not affiliated with them. If you're just giving an opinion.
Well, that's it though. Is like if they're paid for it, then obviously there's the question of, how do how do they? You have to file when you get paid for endorsements. So that's why you have to, that's sponsored and versus just an opinion.
Well, yeah, that's how a lot of people get in trouble with the YouTube stuff because they have to put in that they were sponsored or whatever in a video. If they're doing a review or whatever, it's mandatory that they put that in there. Mm-hmm. Because if you're just giving a review, like if you're giving a good review of something and you're not specifying, I guess you have to say that you're being paid. Because if you're just giving all positive reviews about it, that could be misleading to people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's that. Do you have any other? Do you have any article that you want to talk about, or you didn't? You say you didn't find anything or whatever.
No, I haven't found anything, worth throwing in. It's like, just
Okay.
so.
Well, that's cool, man. I mean, yeah. But you have anything else going on, Ben? You gonna do the movie night tonight? What are you gonna do tomorrow?
Uh, Probably work in my studio some more. Work, work, work.
Yeah,
Work, 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 work.
work. I was
Try.
meaning to ask you, did you get that JavaScript stuff done?
Which? Oh, that thing. No, I haven't. I haven't been messing with that lately because coding is not really my thing. So I've, gone back to trying to focus on, making art and actually animating some stuff. And
You tired of
hopefully,
seeing blondes and redheads, huh?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man.
Man.
Well, that's cool. I do like to hear more of like what you got going on because we don't get to talk about the art stuff as much on the show anymore. It's all just about processors and GPUs, you know.
Yeah, that's what you and Frank talk about, man. You talk about the coolant and the processing powers and the and your battle
Yeah,
stations.
but that's it's I'm still an artist, so you're still an artist, so I mean, can't forget that stuff.
Yeah, what kind of art you been up to lately?
Oh, well, just like the dog play stuff. I really haven't been using my 3D printing a whole lot, like my 3D printer a whole lot yet. But I want to really get heavy into the 3D modeling for that stuff. You know,
Uh,
I just want to be able to go crazy with it. I'm still been working on the like the top cover with that. I've been working on some of that today. I just haven't got a chance to work on it a whole lot, but I want to get this stuff. I want to get because I was going to do that. I need to trim off because I have this thing called uh, a build tack on the 3D printer that helps your 3D print like adhere to the build plate, like the surface a lot better, so it doesn't. Because a lot of the problem with a lot of these filaments is that like with if you do ABS, it needs a higher melting temperature. Uh, but a lot of times when it prints it down after it's melted, then if it's not stuck to the build plate very well, then it will curl up and it'll mess up your print as it'll like deform and stuff then as it's printing. And so I have that, but like I have this sheet, it's called build tack that when it gets hot, it gets like really sticky. And but the sheets come in like predefined like 8.5 by 11, or they have different sizes, but a lot of times they won't. They don't have every size for every 3D printer plate imaginable. So there's going to be extra usually. So I was going to trim that off and have a couple other tweaks I want to make with my 3D printer. So I just want to get it really I want to get my printer pretty good. I was thinking about getting upgrading the nozzle and stuff for it too. So just kind of like planning and stuff for the 3D printer before I start getting heavy into it, I guess,
yeah, well, it's after a while you spend so much time planning, it's like, okay, I gotta drop the bomb, boop, and actually, take action because you can just spend, forever sitting there on paper going, gotta get the stats right, gotta look into the, oh, I gotta make sure I buy the right this and right that.
Right.
Be like Frank and, going on PC part picker and picking out multiple different setups. Do I need a sound card, Ian? I mean, do I really?
Well, he likes to watch a lot of stuff that he likes the PC porn where it's like you just even though he already has like a really good monitors, he likes to watch videos on just other monitors and stuff.
So, are you cheating on your monitor with another monitor? Yes. I mean, no. I mean, yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
It's just like that unboxing porn,
You're never really satisfied because you're just thinking about the next one, that next hit. Oh man. So.
But yeah. Well, do you know what you're gonna do for Thanksgiving, man?
No clue. We gotta get a hold of people and find out before we even have any idea. So.
Cool.
How about you?
Well, yeah, I was gonna visit family. My parents were saying maybe I'll if he's free, I was gonna have Nate come over. You know.
Cool. Fun times, man.
Nate,
Fun times.
dominate.
He needs to come on the show some more, man. Hang out.
Yeah.
Talk some smack.
Well, it's better him talking smack than Doug, right?
He needs to come on Doug's show. That'd be great.
Well, we had him on once.
Just smack
On
talking
his
back
show.
and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, it was fun being on.
Thanks for taking some of your time out of the date night. Appreciate that.
Yeah. It's alright. Just don't expect it too often.
Yeah, I know.
But, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks.
And thanks for inviting me on. And until next time, see you on the other side.
Thanks for coming on. Shot of Scissor, shot of Soko, whatever you like.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Boobs.